Hi everyone, welcome to this class. In this class, let's see about pass by value and pass by reference concept. This is very one of the important session because people often get confused in these two topics. So what's our plan? As part of this class, we will see what is meant by pass by value and what is meant by pass by reference, and also we will see what is meant by return by value and return by reference along with real-time programs. So what is meant by pass by value? In pass by value, we have already seen that whenever we are calling a method, we can pass any primitive data types as an arguments. Correct? In pass by value, we can pass primitive data types as arguments to the method. So in pass by value concept, what we are doing when we are calling a method, what we are doing, we are passing the primitive data types. Correct? We are passing the primitive data types. Okay. And this primitive value is copied into another variable. Okay. So let's go ahead with our program. So this is our employee class. Inside employee class, what we are having? We are having a instance method. We are having a instance method. Consider that instance method is a public void. Let it be a static method. Okay, public static void process. This is our process method. What process method it takes? Process method takes one argument called id. Okay, we are just printing the id. So what I am doing, I am going with something like process method starts and process method ends. Correct? Process method starts and process method ends. Okay, here what I do, I am just printing the id here. Okay, I am just printing the id here. Okay, so what I do here, process method id is I am just printing the id which is inside process method. Inside process method, what we are doing, we are printing the id. This is just like one hello world program. Correct? Let's put breakpoint here. Now inside client is a main class, right? So what I am doing is here I am just declaring one local variable. I'm just declaring a local variable. Correct? I'm just declaring a local variable. Correct? Okay, so what we are doing, we are declaring a local variable with id as 100. Id as 100. And what we do, we are just printing like main method. Correct? This is the inside main method. What you are doing, inside main method, you are main method, before calling process method, you are just printing. Before calling a process method, what you are doing, we are just printing the id. Before calling a process method, we are just printing the id. What is the id value here? Id value should be 200 here, right? We are just printing the id. That's all, nothing much. Now what we are doing here is, after printing the id, I am just calling the process method. How I can call the process method? Process method is a static method. I can call by class name, right? Process method is a static method. I can call by id, the by class name, and I am passing the argument. Here I am passing the primitive data type, right? Here I am passing a primitive data type. After passing that, what I am doing, I am just printing one more time. I am just printing one more time. Main method after calling the process method. Correct? So this is our simple program. Let me try to run it. Listen very carefully what is happening in the pass by value concept. Okay, our program started. F6 main method started, right? Main method starts. Now what we do? We are assigning 100. Before calling process method, what is the value of ID? 100, correct? We are going inside process method. We are calling process method, correct? We are calling process method from main method from client one class. Now, what is the ID we passed? We passed 100. Here, if you mouse over on ID, what value you are getting? You are getting 100, right? This is the dynamic value, right? Let's print. We are getting inside process method ID value is 100. Now, what you are doing inside process method? You are modifying ID value. You are modifying ID value. Now, let's run it. ID value got modified. Process method completed. Correct. What ID value is modified? ID value is modified 200. Correct. Once process method completes, it's coming back to main method. Then here we are printing ID again. Right? Here we are printing ID again. What is the ID value? Let's rerun it. You are getting ID 100 only. Correct. ID we are getting 100 only. Even though we changed ID value to 200 in process method inside employee class, that value is not affected. That value is not affected to the caller. Who is the caller here? Caller here is a client one main method, right? Now this is called pass by value concept. What you are doing in pass by value? Very simple. We are passing primitive type. In pass by value, when you are passing primitive type, inside a method, even though it is value is getting changed, that is not affected to the caller. Correct? That is not affected to the caller. Let's go here. Just go through the points. What we are doing in pass by value. Correct. What we are passing? We are passing primitive data type. We are passing primitive data type. Right? We are passing primitive data type. And while calling a method, what we are doing? We are passing the primitive data type. So called method, what is happening? It is passing as a argument. That argument is passing as a copy. Correct. It means the primitive value whatever we are sending to the process method, that is copied to another variable. Correct. That is passed to another variable. Correct. In the called method, correct, that is process method, what happened? If we change any value of the variable, it will not affecting the, it is not affecting the original value. Correct or not? Inside process method, correct, how the process method got the value? Process method, while we are calling the process method, we are passing the argument. What is that argument? We are passing primitive type. If we pass primitive type, that is like, it is a pass by value concept. Correct. In pass by value, if we pass process method, we are catching, right? Inside process method, what we are doing? We are catching it. This is not the original value. This is one duplicate variable. One copy is created. Correct. One copy is created. Whatever you are modifying inside process method, that changes are available in the copied variable, not the original variable, right? Not the original variable. Whatever changes you are making in pass by value, changes are local to called method. Changes are local to process method. Correct? Changes are local to process method. Now, after executing, this is the copy, right? This ID, whatever we are making inside process method, this is the copy. Whatever you are modifying inside process method, correct, that is local to process method. After executing process method, when it goes to main method of client1 class, those changes will not affect the original variable. Correct? Those changes will not affect the original variable. Let's rerun it. See, inside employee class, what we are doing? We are modifying. Correct? Process method we are modifying. That is not affected the caller. Main method is the caller here, right? Main method is the caller. So this is very simple. So again, let me go through it. In the pass by value, what we are doing? We are passing the primitive data type. We are passing the primitive data type. So whatever changes we are when we are calling a method, it is going as a copy. So it will not affect the original. It will not affect the original. Correct? So changes local to particular method. Changes are local to particular method. So this is what about pass by value. Okay. So let's go about second concept, pass by reference. So what is mean by pass by reference? Pass by value means we are passing a value when we are calling a method, correct? We are passing a value when we are calling a method. What about pass by reference? When you are calling a method, even you can pass the reference variable also, right? Even we can pass the reference variable also. Correct? While we are calling, what we can do? We are passing a reference variable. In pass by value, we can pass only primitive data type. Correct? But in pass by reference, we can pass derived data type only. We can pass only derived data type in pass by reference. So what happens whenever we are passing a reference while we are calling a method? Correct? In pass by reference, whatever whatever reference variable you are passing, both are pointing same object. Let's go through our program again. What we are doing, I am making the change. What we are doing. So consider we are modifying this employee class. Okay. Consider employee class as one instance variable ID. Okay. One instance variable ID. What we are doing, instead of primitive data type, it should be taking reference data type, right? Instead of primitive data type, it will be taking one reference data type, right? Employee type, correct? Employee type. It can be either ID or it can be OBJ also. Anything is fine. Anything is fine, correct? Now what I do, I can print. How I can print? So what we can do, we can access through, because it is static method. Inside static method, we cannot access reference variable directly, correct? Inside instance method, you can access instance variable directly. This point we have already seen. But inside static method, how we can access? We can access through reference variable, correct? We can access through reference variable. What is the reference variable? Consider I am keeping E1. E1 is the reference variable, right? E1 dot ID, correct? Through reference variable only we can access instance variables. Inside static method, we can access instance variable through reference. This is our employee class. What I do here? Here I am removing this. Okay, here I am removing this. What I am doing? I am creating an object. Employee E1 equal to new employee of. Okay, here we are creating an object. What value I am giving? E1 dot id equal to 100. We are assigning e1 dot id equal to 100. Correct. So what will happen here? Again, it is a static method. Inside static method, we cannot pass. Correct. We cannot use instance variable directly, right? id is instance variable, right? How I can access? Through reference. Correct. Through reference only we can access, right? Through reference only we can access. So what I am doing? I am calling process method. I just created one object giving some value, calling process method. What is meant by pass by reference? Pass by reference means passing the reference variable. Here E1 is the reference variable, right? This is pass by reference concept. In pass by reference, whenever we are calling a method, if we pass any reference variable, that is called pass by reference, right? So what happens? Let's go again. Okay. What we will do? We will just try to understand what happened. We will try to understand what happened. So in pass by reference, we are passing a reference variable. We are passing a reference variable. Correct? So let's go back. This is our diagram, right? This is our diagram. What happened? We have created only one object, right? Only one object, correct? So what we have done here? We have what we have done here? We have here id e1 is pointing, right? One object is created, e1 is pointing, correct? Employee type e1 is pointing, correct? Now what we done? We have assigned e1 dot id equal to 100, correct? After that, what we called? We called process method. Inside process method, what you are doing? Again, you are pointing e1. This e1 is local to process method. This e1 is local to process method. This e1 is local to main method. If you have confused, you can modify into obj1, correct? You can modify into obj1, correct? What I am doing now, e1 reference you are passing to process method. Inside process method, who is catching that? obj1 is getting that value. Now if you see obj1 and e1 both are pointing same object or not? obj1 and because you are passing by reference, correct? You are passing by reference. So e1 and obj1 both are pointing same object, correct? In pass by reference, whatever we have seen already, right? Suppose if I assign obj1 equal to e1, right? It is internally how it is happening. You are assigning something like this, obj1 equal to e1 when you are calling, right? So it means whatever you are passing here, that will be obj1 value you are assigning, obj1 equal to e1. Huh? So now obj1 and e1 both are pointing same object. If you now you assigned e1 dot id equal to 100, what output will be getting here? Let's run it in debug mode. See here, main method started, correct? Main method is started. You are assigning 100. We have assigned 100, right? Now before calling process method, we are getting id is 100. Now you are calling process method. So obj1 also pointing same object, right? obj1 and e1 both are pointing same object. What you are doing? You are printing obj1.id. What is obj1.id here? obj1.id will be 100, right? Through obj reference you are trying to point. Now if I call obj1.id, it will be 100. Now what we are trying to do? We are trying to modify inside process method. What we are doing? We are modifying into id value into 200. How we are accessing? obj1 dot id equal to 200. Correct? Now process method ends. Now coming back to main method. Now inside main method, what you are trying to do? You are trying to print e1.id. What is e1.id value will be? e1.id will be 200, right? e1.id will be 200, right? See here, this is the main difference. What we are saying, in pass by reference, if you are modifying anything, original object is getting affected. Original object is getting affected. Same object is passed. Same object is passed. Correct. If any of the method is modifying that value, if any of the method is modifying that object, correct, caller also will be affected. Caller also will be affected. So let's go through the PowerPoint again. So in pass by reference, we can only pass the derived data type, correct? Whenever we are passing a method, while we are calling a method, that is called, when we are passing a reference variable, that is called pass by reference. Whatever reference variable we have defined in the called method, correct, inside process method, either e1 or obj1 does not matter. Even you can give e1 also. If you give e1 here, again inside process method, e1 is local, right? Correct or not? This is also fine, right? Because e1 is local to process method. This first e1 local to main method, correct? So anything is possible, correct? Anything is possible. Now, so overall we have only one object, but two reference variables are here. Overall we are having only one object, but two reference variables we are having, correct? But both the reference variables are pointing same object. Both the references are pointing same object. This is called pass by reference, correct? If you change value through one reference, other references also seeing the changes. Other references also seeing the changes, correct? This is called pass by reference. But in pass by value, case is different. If process method is changing, in pass by value, if process method is changing the value, main method will not affect it, because you are just, it is making one copy of the variable, right? That is the main difference. This is one of the very important concept in pass by value and pass by reference. In any of the interview, they will be asking these questions. They will be asking these questions, correct? This is one of the very important interview question. They would be asking what is meant by pass by value, what is meant by pass by reference. In pass by reference, if we pass, we already explained many things. Same object only will be pointed, right? Same object only is pointed, correct? So through any of the reference, if you modify, correct? So the original value will be affected through any one of the reference. If it is modified, original value will be affected. Okay, we can go ahead. So what we will do, we will go with next concept, return by reference. So we guys already know that what is meant by return by value. What is meant by return by value? We already know that. What is meant by return by value? If a method also can return primitive data type, right? Method also can return primitive data type, correct? Method also can return primitive data type. Consider here process method, what it can do, it can return primitive data type, right? Process method also can return primitive data type. Consider I am passing like int id equal to 100. Okay, this is my id. Okay, process method is having one primitive data type. If I return any primitive data type, that is called return by reference. What process method should do? Process method should return id. This is called, what I can say, this is return by value. Process method is returning a value, right? Process method is returning a value. In main method, what I will do? I will just, process method is returning a value. What I will do? I can just catch that value, correct? I can just catch it and I can print it. Okay, I can just catch that and I can print it. Let's run this program in compile time mode. See here what happened. Main method started. We are calling process method. Inside process method, we have declared on local variable called 100. What we are doing? We are printing value and we are returning that value because process method return type is int type. So inside main method, we are catching that value through one local variable, right? It can be same name ID or different name also. So what we are doing? We are printing the ID value into 100, then main method ends. This is called return by value. Even method can return references also, right? Even method can return reference also, correct? Even method can return reference also. What I do, instead of primitive value, consider employee object can return reference also, right? Let's go with employee returns employee type, correct? If employee returns, so what we will do inside, what we will do inside process method, I am going to create one employee object, employee, correct? E1, you can create object to anywhere, right? Employee E1 equal to new employee of, correct? We have created one object. What we are doing, we are going to modify E1 dot id, correct? E1 dot id equal to, so consider I am having one instance variable int id, correct? This is my instance variable, right? Employee class has one instance variable. Okay, either instance variable or even you can go with any other thing also. Even you can go with name also. For change, let's give with name. Okay, for a change, what we will do, we will go with name, correct? What I am doing, I am going with the name as Mercy, correct? Mercy Technologies, correct? This is the name we are giving. Okay, now what I do, okay, Mercy, because it is employee, let's give the name as Mercy. Okay, now what I do, I am just printing something, right? If you needed, even you can print the value also, e1 dot name. This is the instance variable you are printing. Finally, what you are doing? Correct? Even we can derive data type or user defined data type. Here we are returning E1. Now what happens? Inside process method, you are calling one method called E1, correct? E1. What is the value you have given? 100, correct? So what happened here? Let's go to our main method. Inside our main method, what you are doing? You are calling a method employee.process method, correct? That employee.process method returning one object. I am catching with obj1. I am catching with obj1 dot inside obj1 reference, correct? We are catching with obj1. Let's rerun this in debug mode. See, it is started. Main method started, we are calling process method. F5, go inside process method. Process method starts. What happened? You created one object. The value you have given as Mercy, correct? What is the name you have given? Name you have given as Mercy, correct? This is the object. Who is pointing? E1 is pointing, right? E1 is the reference variable. E1 is pointing that object. Process method ends. Finally, what you are returning? You are returning E1. You are returning E1, right? E1 is returned to main method. Now obj1 you assigned it to obj1, right? So obj1 also pointing the same object. Listen, obj1 also what it does? It is pointing the same object, correct? This is obj1, right? Obj1 also pointing the same object. This is called return by reference, right? Return by reference, because process method is returning one reference, right? This is called return by reference. Finally, in main method, what you are doing? You are not modifying anything. You are just printing the value now. You are just printing the value now. Okay. You are just printing the value now. So even method can return reference variable also. Method can return reference variable also. So that's where we are calling it as return by reference, right? Return by reference. Now either in pass by reference or return by reference, both will be having same type. Both will be having same type. Now I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to play around it. Now what I do, listen little carefully. So here we are creating object and we are assigning some value, right? Finally you are returning something. Consider you remove this. Let's remove this value. If I run, what happens? In process method, we are just creating an object. We are not initializing anything. We are not initializing anything. We are just returning, correct? In both the values it will be null because we are not initializing anything. Instead of these two lines, what I can do, can I directly make this as a one line? I can remove this, right? Let me comment it. I can remove this. What I can do, directly I can copy this, right? Instead of returning a reference, even I can return object also. In single line only, what I am doing here? In single line only, what I am doing here? I am creating a object and I am a returning object. In one line only, here we are creating a object and we are returning a object. This also possible. This is also possible. Correct? Either you can create one object and store it in one reference, and or what you can do, you can directly also you can return. That is possible. Directly also you can return. That is possible. In single line only we are doing. Let's rerun this program again in debug mode. What you are doing? Main method starts. You are going inside process method. Process method, what you do? Just remove this line because E1 we are not storing it, right? Just remove that line. So again we have started. Process method is called, right? What we are doing? Process method started, then process method ends. End of the process method, it should return employee type or not? It should return employee type or not? We are creating an employee object and we are returning single line. It is possible. Now obj1 is pointing that object, right? But we did not initialize anything. Okay, that's okay. That value will be null. That's okay. This is possible. Not only return, even while you are calling a method also you can pass a object also. Consider, let me go with one more method. public static, okay, void. Let me go with one more method called init. Okay, now what we are doing, this program we already seen. I'm just want to highlight on one point. So I said like this is pass by reference, right? Employee obj1, right? Correct. Now what I want, I can print this. I can print both the statements, right? Init method starts, init method ends, correct? Now how I will call init method? Tell me, how I will call init method? Init method takes one argument, pass by reference, right? When I am calling init method, what I will do? I will create one object, something like this, employee e1 equal to new employee of, correct? Employee e1 equal to new employee of, right? So what I will do? This is the reference, right? E1 is pointing. When I am calling init method employee dot init, what I do? I will pass E1, correct? This is called pass by reference. We have already seen it, correct? We have already seen it. Obj1 and E1 will be pointing same object. Even this also I can give it in single line, right? What I can do, instead of 2 lines, I can copy this, I can paste it. Possible or not? When we are in the single line itself, what we are doing? First we are creating the object, then we are passing that same object to init. Clear? Consider I am making the changes something like this. Okay, init method again returns that object. Let me make it more complex. It is taking returning employee type. Okay, what you are doing? You are just printing something like this. What we are doing? You are printing SYSO. So inside init method, what you are doing? You are printing ID. Correct? This is name, right? We are printing name. How will you print? You will print obj1 dot name. Correct? What you are doing? You are assigning some value to obj1. Listen little careful. Obj1 dot name. Correct? You are assigning to Mercy. Correct? You are assigning Mercy. Correct? Possible, right? Now what you do? You modify something, end it, then finally return it. Possible, right? Obj1. Okay. Now what main method does? Again you are catching with one more type, employee type E1. What is happening here? Listen very carefully. I am playing like this. Correct? We are playing with our things. So let's remove this process method. Let's make it simple. We are only using init method now. What we are doing? Let's compile it again. Let's run this program again. Even after that, again I am printing I am printing the value here, right? Again what we are doing, we are printing the value inside main method. Correct? This is main method, right? Now let's run it in debug mode. Our program started. Correct? Main method started. We are calling init method in single line. When we are calling init method, you are passing the object, right? So when we are passing it, what's happening? When we are passing it, init method started. Same object is pointed by obj1. Only one object is there now. Listen carefully. Only one object, right? Who is pointing? Who is pointing? It is pointed by obj1 inside init method. Inside init method, obj1 is pointing. Now you are modifying its value, correct? What value you are modifying? You are modifying into Mercy, correct? Obj1 dot Mercy equal to name equal to Mercy. Same you are printing, right? True obj1 reference. Now after printing it, what you are doing? Here we are experimenting two things: pass by reference, return by reference, right? Single method only. You are returning obj1. Now who is pointing obj1? E1 is pointing, right? Listen, E1 also pointing same object, right? E1 also pointing same object, correct? obj1, wherever obj1 is pointing, E1 also pointing same object. Again, what you are doing? You are printing E1 dot name, same, right? Now what I do, even if you want to play one more time, even you can play one more time also. What you can do? Again, you can call E1 dot init. Even this time we can pass E1 also. Correct? Possible or not? It doesn't matter what you are passing. It's according to your requirement. Here we are just trying to experiment what are the ways are there we can do it. What are the ways are there we can do it. We are just playing with all the ways. Because of this, we will be comfortable in all the concepts. In real-time projects, we'll be using all these things, right? This is called pass by value, pass by reference, return by value, and return by reference. Let's go ahead with our slide. So, what is the sum statement we should be there? Even method can return primitive data types. If method is returning primitive data type, that is called return by value. If method is returning derived data type, either it is employee class or string class or student class, that is called a return by reference. What is the only one condition in return by value or return by reference? Return statement should be at the end of the statement, right? Return should be at the last statement. Guys, this is very important point. Return statement should be at the last in the method. I cannot keep return statement in the middle. It will compiler will throw compile time error. See here, unreachable code, because you are performing everything. Finally, you are returning. Correct? You are performing everything, and finally we are returning it. This is called return by reference. So in important point you should note down is return statement should be last statement in the method.